Karen's SUV roared over my lawn again, leaving tire tracks like a middle finger to my property. The HOA queen thought she owned the block, but I had steel bollards and a camera ready for her reckoning. It started 3 months ago when Karen, the self-appointed dictator of our suburban cul-de-sac, decided my front yard was her personal shortcut. Her gaudy red SUV, waxed to a mirror shine, would barrel through every week, flattening my grass and snapping my marigolds. She'd roll down her window, her face a puffy mask of disdain, and bark, "Your lawn's an eyesore anyway," before peeling out. Neighbors whispered about her how she'd fine people for untrimmed hedges, while her own mailbox leaned like a drunkard, but no one dared confront her. Karen was a storm, and we were just trying to stay dry. I'm not a confrontational guy. I'm Tom, 42, a landscaper who'd rather spend my days planting tulips than picking fights. But Karen's tire tracks carved deeper than my patience. I'd spent years turning my yard into a little Eden lily beds, a birdbath, grass so green it practically glowed. Watching her destroy it felt like a personal violation. I tried talking to her once, knocking on her door with a polite smile. She answered in a leopard print robe, scoffed, and said, "It's just grass, Tom. Get a hobby." Then she slammed the door so hard the wreath fell off. That was the moment I stopped playing nice. I spent a weekend researching HOA bylaws, looking for a loophole. Turns out, nothing in the rules banned protective barriers on private property. So, I ordered 6 steel bollard sleek, unyielding posts designed to stop a truck cold. I buried them deep, their tops just above the grass, invisible from the street. I also installed a small security camera, angled perfectly to catch Karen's next joyride. Call it petty, but I wanted her to feel the consequences of her arrogance. Weeks passed, and Karen's SUV kept coming. She'd swerve onto my lawn, oblivious to the trap, her radio blasting some overproduced pop song. Each time, I gritted my teeth, waiting for the right moment. That moment came on a muggy August evening, the kind where the air feels like a wet towel. I was watering my roses when I heard the familiar rumble of her engine. My heart kicked up a notch. This was it. Karen's SUV lurched over the curb, tires chewing into my lawn like a lawnmower on steroids. Then clang. The front bumper slammed into the first bollard, and the vehicle lurched to a stop. The sound was glorious, like a gong announcing her defeat. Karen stumbled out, her face redder than her car. "What the hell is this?" she shrieked, kicking at the bollard. It didn't budge. She didn't know about the others yet, buried like landmines across her path. I stepped onto my porch, phone in hand, recording. "Evening, Karen," I said, calm as a summer breeze. "Having car trouble?" Her eyes locked onto me, venomous. "You did this, you little creep," she spat, waddling toward me, her flip-flops slapping the pavement. "You think you can sabotage my car? I'll have you fined into bankruptcy." "Sabotage?" I raised an eyebrow, still filming. "You're the one trespassing. Those bollards are on my property. Maybe you should stick to the road." Karen's meltdown was a spectacle. She screamed about her rights, her status as HOA president, how she'd own this street when she was done with me. Neighbors peeked out Mrs. Chin from across the street, old Mr. Larson with his cane, and Jenny, the single mom who Karen once fined for a non-compliant mailbox. They didn't intervene, but I saw their smirks. Karen was unraveling, and they were eating it up. She tried to back up her SUV, but the rear wheels spun uselessly, caught on another bollard. The crunch of metal was music to my ears. "You'll pay for this," she howled, slamming her fist on the hood. I kept recording, my voice steady. "Karen, you've been driving over my lawn for months. I asked you to stop. You didn't. This is what happens." Her face twisted, and for a second, I thought she might charge me. Instead, she pulled out her phone and called the HOA board, ranting about vandalism and assault. I let her dig her own grave, my camera catching every word. By the time she hung up, her mascara was streaking, and her voice was hoarse. "You're done, Tom," she hissed. Done. But she wasn't done yet. The next day, I uploaded the video to our neighborhood's private social media group. I titled it, HOA Karen vs. My Lawn, The Reckoning. Within hours, it had dozens of comments. Neighbors shared their own Karen stories, fines for kids' chalk drawings, threats over unauthorized bird feeders. The video spread beyond our street, picked up by local Reddit threads, and even a news blog. Karen's meltdown was going viral. The HOA meeting that week was standing room only. Karen strutted in, expecting to rally her loyalists. Instead, she faced a room of fed-up neighbors. Mrs. Chin stood up first, holding a printout of HOA fines Karen had issued her for excessive garden gnomes. "You've bullied us for years," she said, her voice shaking but firm. "You don't get to play victim now." Mr. Larson chimed in, recounting how Karen tried to fine him for his dog's excessive barking when the dog was just yawning. Jenny, the single mom, revealed Karen had threatened to report her to CPS over a messy backyard. The room erupted in murmurs, then applause. I played the video on a projector, the sound of Karen's shrieks filling the room. Her face paled as she realized her reign was crumbling. She tried to interrupt, claiming I'd doctored the footage, but no one bought it. The board voted 4-1 to remove her as president, effective immediately. Karen stormed out, muttering about lawsuits, but the damage was done. Her SUV, towed from my lawn, sat in an impound lot, its bumper a mangled testament to her hubris. Days later, I got a call from a local reporter. The story had blown up, and they wanted my side. I kept it simple. I just wanted to protect my property. Karen made her choices. The article ran with the headline, "HOA Tyrant Meets Her Match in Steel Bollards." Social media ate it up, with memes of Karen's SUV photoshopped into everything from monster truck rallies to spaceship crashes. Strangers sent me messages, calling me a hero. I didn't feel like one, just a guy who wanted his lawn back. Karen moved away a month later. Her house sold to a quiet couple who brought me homemade cookies as a thank you for cleaning up the neighborhood. My lawn healed, the tire tracks replaced by fresh sod and new marigolds. The bollards stayed, a silent reminder of the battle. Neighbors started talking more, inviting each other over for barbecues, no longer afraid of Karen's watchful eye. The HOA rewrote its bylaws, limiting the president's power and requiring transparency for fines. Sometimes, I rewatch the video not to gloat, but to remind myself that standing up matters. Karen thought she could roll over everyone, but she underestimated the power of a fed-up community and a few well-placed steel posts. Her downfall wasn't just the bollards. It was her belief that she was untouchable. In the end, the lawn grew back, the neighborhood healed, and Karen learned a bitter lesson. Actions have consequences, and steel doesn't bend. The end.